In the last couple of videos, we were creating our API, we secure our API, we're able to get back a session URL. Now let's set up the part where we actually send the user off to the billing portal using that URL we're getting back from our API. In this video, what we'll set up is inside the Angular application, we'll just create a temporary button right here on the home page. When the user is logged in, clicks on the button, we'll make our API call, and then the user will be redirected to the billing portal page. Back in our front end, we'll open up the Angular application, and we'll only be working inside of 4 files. So I'll go inside of the modules, and you want to open up the membership service and also the membership. We'll need to change the interface in here. And then we'll put our temporary button in the home component. So I'll open up the HTML and TS file for that. And let's go into the service first thing. And the first thing we'll set up is our redirect method. So this is going to redirect the user to the billing portal. And I'll add that right towards the bottom here. I call it redirect to customer portal. We're making it an HTTP call. And this is a post exactly the way we set it up within Postman. And then we want to bring in our customer portal. We'll need to add another property to that. We'll do that in a second. But let's bring that in from our membership. And then we're calling our API exactly the way we set it up in Postman. So our customer portal API. And this requires a return URL. So we're including that as an object. And then to use this API, this is a protected API. So we need to include the token. So the way I'm going to set this up is I'm just going to call a method within this service. There's different ways you can include your JOT token. Like you can include it automatically, like set it up within your Angular application that way. But so we can see it, I'm just going to include it here. So I'll set up that method in a second as well. So once we get back our data, we'll immediately subscribe to it. And then we're getting back a URL that will redirect the user to the billing portal. So I'll immediately redirect the user to the billing portal using the URL we're getting back from this API. Let's set up this get HTTP option. So I'm going to set that up right below this method. So this is going to set up our HTTP headers. So I call it HTTP options. And then here's our headers. We want to bring in our HTTP headers from Angular Common HTTP. Then we'll set the authorization. And this is going to be a bearer token. And we're getting the bearer token from local storage. And then we just return all the HTTP options. And then that is what we're passing as the third parameter within the post method. And that's all we need to do within the service. Let's take care of this URL. And I'll just save this file, jump into the membership. And within the customer portal, we'll add another property to this. And this is going to be our URL, and we're getting that back as a string. And that's all we need to do within this file. And that should take care of your error right here. So you shouldn't have an error there anymore. Now that we have a method to call to redirect the user, let's set up our button. And we'll start inside the home component TS file. And the first thing we need to do here is bring in our service that we were just changing around inside of the constructor. So I'll add that here. And I called it membership service. And I'll bring that in from our memberships module membership service. And then we could call that method we just set up to redirect the customer to the billing portal. And I called this go to billing portal. And we're calling the method we just set up to redirect the user to the billing portal. Next, we'll create our button in the HTML. And right below this button right here, I'll add in another button. Now this is temporary. We're going to replace this after we set up the Stripe webhooks. So I called it our temporary billing portal button. And we're adding the click event, and we'll call that method we just set up in the TS file, go to billing portal. And also, if the user is logged in, this will show up. If the user's not logged in, then this entire button won't show up. Now we're ready for testing. If you're logged in, you should see the temporary billing portal button. Click on that, and we should be redirected to the billing portal page. Great. And then here we could cancel our membership, add new credit cards, remove credit cards. And then if we go to the back, if you look down at the bottom left, you should see the URL we added or we sent into the API, and it's localhost home. And that is working. So if we click on that, we go back to the home page. Now that we're able to be sent to the billing portal page, what happens if the customer cancels a membership or creates a membership? What do we do then? And that is what Stripe webhooks are for. And in the next few videos, we'll be setting that up. And we'll start on that in video 8.